Welcome to NationalWeatherForce.com. We have a pretty active day starting out already across the Missouri area. This is a lone supercell that's developing along the frontal zone. You can see it here just to the north of Bethlehem, Missouri. This frontal zone is going to be extending from Iowa all the way down through Arkansas and into Texas later on. You can already see this line of cumulus going through the Tulsa area. This will start to ignite some thunderstorms in southeast Oklahoma and then down into Dallas, Texas later on. So this is the frontal zone we're going to be looking at for the tornadoes today that are going to be developing across Missouri and Illinois, maybe even eastern Iowa and into the extreme southern Wisconsin area south of the city of Madison. So I think you'll just be north of the warm front. The intersection of the warm front and cold front boundary is called the triple point, and we're going to be looking at that somewhere around the Cedar Rapids area. So this is the area we're going to be watching for the best chance of supercells are going to be dropping tornadoes along the warm front. So Cedar Rapids and then going in through the Rockford area and extreme northern Illinois and then probably even Monroe. Right in this area is probably going to be looking at the best chance of tornadoes because that's where the warm front is, and usually they skirt along that area. We already have some thunderstorms near and west of the Peoria, Illinois area. But other than that, it looks like we're going to be having the frontal zone extending all the way through Arkansas and into Dallas, Texas later on this evening. This mask I have is developed here that shows the severity of the complex. You can see that we are going to have some severe weather, maybe even isolated tornadoes in some of the North Carolina zones as well. So in the Piedmont, you might actually see some severe hail, damaging winds, and maybe even isolated tornado threat in that area as well. That's the purple area that you see. But the purple kind of shows you where the updrafts are going to run into the downdrafts. So what that means is when the storm develops an updraft, it moves along, and if the updraft runs into the downdraft, it cools it down, and then you get less of a tornado chance or a very small tornado window. So you need to get the storm when it's developing before the downdraft gets too strong. And that looks like what's going to be happening across a lot of Illinois and Missouri, Arkansas, and into Dallas. Spots of orange you see in southern Missouri and eastern Iowa and along the Illinois and Wisconsin border areas, and that's where the downdraft is not being run in by the updraft as much. So yeah, there are areas where we will start to see some tornadoes drop now, maybe even last for more than 15 minutes at a time, but mostly it looks mainly like these storms are going to be developing. They have to produce isolated tornadoes before the downdraft gets run over by the updraft, or else there won't be much out there. But do I think there will be issued a tornado advisory? And that's in between a tornado watch and a severe thunderstorm watch on my scale, which means that yes, there will be tornado potential out there. It doesn't look like it's going to be a widespread, huge, big tornado event, but there is going to be isolated tornadoes out there along the frontal zone, and with that much purple down the frontal zone that you see on my mask. But that's what we're looking at for the Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, and some of the Wisconsin areas stretching down into Dallas, Texas. Stay tuned to NationalWeatherForce.com.